So who's your favorite Mexican fighter of all time?
Floyd bringing the biggest. He make Cinco de Mayo live at 5. Let's go, Floyd Mayweather. He make it live at 5. You know what I'm saying? He make it hot. He make it 5 o'clock everywhere around the world. You know what I mean?
As y'all heard on the clip, Shannon the Cannon Briggs stated that his favorite Mexican fighter that fought on Cinco de Mayo is the one and only Money May All Day, who turned Cinco de Mayo to Money Day. Floyd Mayweather took over Cinco de Mayo a long time ago, ever since he beat Oscar de la Hoya. After beating Oscar de la Hoya, it ain't no secret Mayweather became the biggest star in boxing, selling the most pay-per-views of any athlete at any sport. Mayweather actually holds the record of selling the most on pay-per-view. He's arguably one of the biggest stars that ever existed. Obviously, he got the statistics to prove so. I would say the only star that's bigger than a Floyd Mayweather in the sport of boxing is perhaps the biggest star in any sport, which is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was a figure that was bigger than the sport of boxing. Floyd Mayweather is a figure that is as big as you're gonna get when it comes to the sport of boxing. So if you're talking about records, Floyd Mayweather broke them all. He even have an unbreaking record of fighting 16 consecutive champions. That's another video I made the other day where he fought 23 champions in only 50 pro fights. However, old media and the decaf's wizards want to claim that Mayweather was a businessman. He made business moves, even though their favorite fighters can't even compare. And since that's the case, we already know that facts trump any opinion any given day of the week. Furthermore, Floyd Mayweather always respected and paid homage to the Hispanic community every time he fought. Even when he fought Oscar de la Hoya, you would think Mayweather was more Mexican than Oscar de la Hoya, the way he was dressed up. So he always respected and paid homage to the Hispanic community, and he always had love for the Hispanic community. We already know that. Even his uncle, may he rest in peace, that's known for, you don't know shit about boxing. Obviously, he was directing it to the decafs that I talk to and knock out every day on split decision. Roger Mayweather, his nickname was the Black Mamba. However, Roger Mayweather also picked up another nickname during his pro career, which was the Mexican Assassin, because he was fighting all these Mexicans on their hometown on every other day. He even fought the legendary Chavez Sr., and he gave him a good fight, at least during the rematch. With that being stated, I believe, and I could honestly say, that it's safe to say the Mexican Assassin nickname should have been given to Floyd Mayweather Jr. The reason why I say that is due to the obvious reason of Floyd Mayweather fighting all these Mexican fighters and Hispanic fighters on Mexican Independence Day and Cinco de Mayo. It ain't no secret Mexicans are huge boxing fans, and Floyd Mayweather definitely took advantage of that. And it's pretty evident that Mayweather wasn't the only one. For example, Gennady Golovkin started repping drama show, Mexican style, this and that. And then when he fought an actual true Mexican, which was Canelo Alvarez, he went from Mexican style on the rematch to Muhammad Ali style. So at least Floyd Mayweather stayed true and paid homage and changed Cinco de Mayo to May Day. That's the type of leverage and type of star power Floyd Mayweather had. For the past decade, Mayweather gave life to the Mexican holidays. And since Floyd Mayweather retired, no one have really taken over the Mexican holidays. Even Canelo Alvarez. He's on and off. Even last September, he fought Kovalev on November. I guess he forgot what day it was since he been cherry picking so hard. However, Canelo Alvarez, his fans, every chance they get, they automatically compare him to Floyd Mayweather every time Canelo Alvarez does something wrong. But peep this. They hate Floyd and they love the heck out of Canelo. However, every time Canelo Alvarez does something wrong and cherry picks, they try to say, well, that's what Floyd Mayweather used to do. He used to make business decisions. So Canelo Alvarez is doing the same thing. So let's talk about it. Since there's so much to talk about, I don't even know where to start. From Canelo Alvarez doing the Mexican holidays a disservice with the caliber of opponents he's been fighting. He's actually doing the country a disservice as we speak. Choosing fighters that's coming off their worst performances, from Billy Joe Saunders to Gennady Golovkin to Kovalev, and you name it. On the other hand, Floyd Mayweather was fighting fighters coming off their biggest win, like Shane Mosley, and you name it, from Cotto to Canelo to Manny Pacquiao. So it's safe to say that Floyd Mayweather should have been called the Mexican assassin the way he beat all these Hispanic fighters and made it look like easy work. And it's also safe to say that Floyd Mayweather is more Mexican than Canelo Alvarez, since he fought all these Hispanic fighters on their own holidays. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez won't fight a single brother on Cinco de Mayo nor Mexican Independence Day. I mean, talking about an embarrassment, he won't fight Charlo nor Andrade. He won't even fight Benavidez. He wouldn't even fight his own countrymen. Why? Because Canelo Alvarez claims he don't want to fight his countrymen. He want to fight other fighters. However, to make matter worse, he won't even fight the best fighters from other countries, which is Charlo and Andrade. So Canelo trying to convince us that he don't want to fight his countrymen, but he fought Angulo, who was also Mexican. He also fought Lopez when Lopez had to move up 2 divisions in order to fight him. So is that the only way Canelo Alvarez is willing to fight his countrymen? Is when they are on a huge disadvantage or they tailor-made for him? That's why Floyd Mayweather is more Mexican than Canelo, because Canelo won't even give the Mexican community the Barrera Morales, Barrera Marquez, and all the great classic wars that took over the years in the Hispanic community. See, Canelo Alvarez won't even give a real shot to his own countrymen and give his own versions of the Barrera, Morales, Marquez, and all the great wars that took over the years in the Hispanic communities. Canelo Alvarez is not cut like that. He rather cherry picks instead. The only time he's willing to fight a Hispanic fighter is when he fights a Chavez Jr., an undisciplined fighter. Or maybe a Lopez, a fighter that's 2 weights below him. Or a tailor-made fighter like Angulo. However, when it's a Benavidez that's extremely and heavily calling him out, he says, oh, I don't fight my own Mexican people. We don't believe you, Canelo. You need more people because you just contradicted yourself. And y'all wonder why Chavez Sr., Marquez, Morales, Barrera all criticize Canelo Alvarez for cherry picking? This is why, ladies and gentlemen. Furthermore, one thing that Canelo Alvarez is great at is backtracking. I remember an incident where Canelo Alvarez had to backtrack all the way from Mexico City to Ireland. When Canelo Alvarez fought Floyd Mayweather, that given night, Floyd Mayweather gave him a PhD degree beating. And obviously Canelo couldn't graduate. However, he graduated with a bachelor degree. They claimed, oh, Canelo improved so much after that. But the truth is, yeah, you could say that to feel better. However, the truth is, when he fought Angulo, he looked completely different than when he fought Floyd Mayweather. The reason why, like I told y'all earlier, he's tailor-made for Canelo. Canelo cherry picks and fights fighters that's tailor-made. That's why I think he improved so much. As soon as he fights a slick fighter, all that goes out of the window. And Floyd Mayweather exposed him on that because he's slow on his feet. He likes stuck in the mud, which I'm going to go more in depth a little later on. But when he fought Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez was 23 years old in his prime. Mayweather, on the other hand, was a grandpa fighting at his 5th weight division. Canelo was fighting at his bully weight division. Canelo had every advantage in the book, size-wise, power-wise, you name it. However, none of that saved him from receiving that ass whipping from Floyd Mayweather that night. He got free education. All the Canelo fans had free medication that night. Then the fight after that, they claimed he improved so much, fighting a tailor-made fighter, which was Angulo, coming off a loss. Then he fought a slick fighter, which was Lara, and he lost that fight in my book. However, we already know Canelo Alvarez have the judges' scorecards in his pocket. I mean, they even tried to rob Floyd. But unlike Floyd, when Floyd Mayweather had a close fight, he ran it back. Either with Castillo or Maidana, he ran it back. When he had a close fight with Castillo, breaking his rotator cuff, he ran it back right away, schooling Castillo in a rematch. Same for Maidana. And he won the first fights anyways. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez robbed Lara. And one judge had Canelo Alvarez winning almost every single round when Lara clearly won 8 rounds. But he won't run it back. That's why Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez are cut different. It's disrespectful to compare them. Their decision making, their performances, and you name it. Even their meat they eat. Floyd Mayweather eats goats, while Canelo Alvarez eats contaminated sheeps. So with that being stated, Canelo Alvarez had the cojones to actually say that he's going to take the Mexican independent holidays back from Floyd Mayweather. He also backtracked. Like I said, you can't lose to Floyd in a dominant fashion where he schooled you every single round from every single minute of that fight, and you claim you're going to take that Mexican independent holiday. What you should have done is beat Floyd in order to do so. So like I said, Floyd Mayweather made him backtrack and eat his words. Floyd Mayweather fought many fighters after that on Mexican independent days, and Canelo Alvarez had to push his days back and fight either a week before or after when he fought Kirkland, for example, and not even on pay-per-view either. Because of course, to fight on pay-per-view, you have to fight legit opponents, not cherry-pick the way Canelo Alvarez was doing and still doing to this day. And just to inform the public that's not informed, that's the same day Canelo fought Kirkland is the same day Golden Boy had to let Jermell Charlo out of his contract since they couldn't fulfill the contract and deliver the Canelo Alvarez fight for him because Canelo didn't want to fight Jermell Charlo, who lived in Dallas, and fight Charlo in Dallas instead of Kirkland that night. He chose to fight a fighter that's coming off a layoff and a loss, then fight a Jermell Charlo who was undefeated and from Dallas. So with that being stated, he avoided both of the twin Charlos. It's lines only. They run the jungle. They mark their territory, which was Dallas. Canelo Alvarez run the jungle because he a cheater. And no, I'm not talking about because he cheated against Gennady Golovkin in a rematch, taking contaminated meat. I'm talking about being a cheater, running from smoke when the line pull up, giving up your territory. That's what Canelo Alvarez pretty much did, causing Golden Boy to give up Jermell Charlo to Al Heyman. And he also gave up the WBC title and requested a French fries title to avoid the big Charlo at 160. So like I said, this is topics and things y'all could debate me on split decision. But when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. And the truth hurts sometimes. However, you have to accept it. One way y'all could help the situation out is by telling Canelo Alvarez to stop eating that contaminated meat and respond to Andre for telling him to grow his cojones. One thing for sure, steroids stop your cojones from growing. With that being stated, for the people that want to claim, hey, listen, you can't be a non-Mexican fighter and claim you the greatest Mexican fighter that fought on Mexican Independence Day and Hispanic Day, that can't be possible. First of all, I have to understand that Shannon the Cannon was doing it while I was laughing. He also named Oscar de la Hoya and Chavez Sr. On the other hand, it's like naming a fighter based on his style. For example, Gennady Golovkin. He's not Mexican, but he claims Mexican style when he don't even fight Mexican style. Every time a fighter wants to go toe-to-toe, he actually does the opposite. Y'all don't have a problem with that. And if we going by that logic, then, for example, Floyd Mayweather is American style because he boxes, right? And he could do it all. He could fight in the inside, he could fight mid-range and the outside. Muhammad Ali is the classic hit and don't get hit, the matador of boxing. He don't just move, he dances while he's moving. He don't just strike, he sting like a bee. His name is Muhammad Ali. Then, of course, Muhammad Ali is the greatest. He's out of the equation. He's on his own round. He's bigger than boxing itself. So if you need to be a bull, to be a Mexican style, or to be the best Mexican fighter, for example, then Mike Tyson is the best Mexican style fighter there had ever was. Mike Tyson never took a step back. He's a perfect definition of a bull that came forward. Muhammad Ali is a perfect definition of a matador. So with that being said, Floyd Mayweather is the best Mexican fighter that fought on Cinco de Mayo, said the Shannon the Cannon Briggs, is because he brought life to it. He made that day his day, where Floyd Mayweather also showed respect and paid homage. So shout out to all the great Hispanic fighters and Mexican fighters, from Salvador Sanchez to Duran to Barrera to Morales, Marquez, Chavez Sr., you name it. Shout out to all the Mexican greats and all the Hispanic greats and all the great wars they gave us over the years. So, like I always say, Roger Mayweather's favorite quote, may he rest in peace. If you want to know some shit about boxing, to all my amigos, subscribe below. If you're trying to get smart about it, and if you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to these decafs, aka dumb casual ass fans /old media. Shout out to DBN for being the entrepreneur of new media that I'm a part of. And if you're a casual fan and you want to be a hardcore, all you have to do is click on the notification bell to get notified every time I post to go live on Split Decision. It's a boxing debate /talk show where Akhi is the past, present, and future pound for pound #1 when it comes to debating. So if you want to dethrone Akhi, your brother, your amigo over here, your bro ski, call in, tune in. Like I always say, when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. Akhi currently is 380 fights in, debating-wise, on Split Decision, undefeated with 380 KOs. The only one that has a better record than Mayweather is Akhi on Split Decision. So who's going to put that blemish on my record? I challenge you and all of y'all decafs, and to all my amigos and broskis /Akhis, you can either debate, or if you want to talk, it's my pleasure. So shout out to Lunatune for the funniest boxing memes. Follow my broski, my Akhi on IG, and keep it a G. Follow me too at Akhi TV. I will leave all these links in the description box below. Like I said, to graduate from the Akhi University and becoming a hardcore boxing fan is free 99, no tuition. Just subscribe and click on the notification bell. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace, and we out here. Ramadan Kareem.